Welcome to lesson 1.8. In this lesson, we're going to estimate and calculate some contexts that use percentages. So we want to remember those common percentages, right? 1%, 10%, 25%, and so forth. And we want to be able to make educated guesses instead of actually using a calculator. So the first couple questions ask you to practice estimating. So what are some reasonable ways to estimate 2% of 150 people? Well, 2% is, we know that we can move the decimal 2 times and then multiply. So that if instead of moving the decimal over here, if I want to move the decimal over here, I can do that too. And then I can take 1.5 times 2. Well, I know that's 30 if the decimal wasn't there, but since the decimal is there, it's 3. So now I'm going to go through my options and see which ones come up with 3 people, since that's my estimate. And it'd be good to read through the other ways you can estimate, because there's more than one way to use this estimation. Number 2 is going to ask you to do a similar thing, but with dollar signs. So you're estimating, and then remember, estimating usually involves rounding. So if I'm looking at number 4 now. If I'm going to round, I'm going to round that amount probably to 100. And then I'm going to take 25% of 100. Well, percent means of 100, so then it would just be 25. So when you're estimating, it is okay and actually expected that you round one of the numbers, if not both. So here, number 7, now you're estimating what the percent is. So 20 out of 80. Well, first I'm going to see if I can reduce. If those can be canceled, I can divide out by 10. And then I can divide out by 2. And now I come to a fraction that I know. So I know 1/4, 1/4 is a quarter, or 25 cents, so 25%. And here, if I round 3 out of 298, well, that's close to 300. I can see that that's, if I divide out by 3, that's like 100, so 1 out of 100. So if you're looking at sales, right, this is when you usually start to estimate. Now, if it's 70% off, I could probably round this to 90, and then 70% of 90, multiply those, that's 63. So then I'm going to take the 90 and the 63, subtract it, so it's about $27 off. That's the discount. Now the second half is exact calculation. So now use your calculator. You're going to actually multiply the 87.99 and the 0.25, and then round as needed. So if I get 65.9925, nearest cent is what you always want to round money to, hundredths place. So this will be 65.99. $65.99.